black, and woman means you are a miracle. Resilient just by claiming your space on this earth. As if all of humanity was not traced back to our wombs. As if we didn't do the math calculations that sent the first man to the moon. As if our brethren didn't invent the traffic light, microphones, open heart surgery. As if enslaved man didn't introduce vaccinations to the Western world through his memory of African medicine. As if Big Pharma didn't concoct copies of herbs and roots from the rainforests of the Amazon, Puerto Rico, the Congo. As if Egypt wasn't the cradle of civilization. The birthplace of mathematics, science, astronomy. As if the Aztecs weren't masterful architects. Studied the sun, made the first solar calendar. As if the indigenous tribes of the Americas, Canada and Polynesia and Australia, the first nations who populated the planet long before the concept of colonization, respected the elements, the stars, studied the seasons, farmed the land, the original agricultural scientists, built entire infrastructures and languages beyond your comprehension, hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, Swahili. We were griots long before your history books, the fairy tales you call facts. Listen, Jack. Everything you know, or think you know, comes from the people you seek to silence. You cannot withhold something that does not belong to you. Can't tie up the wind, make the ocean bow at your feet. The stories you teach are full of half-truths, trains with no tracks. You have selective memory, so today, let's recap the myriad ways you have weaponized education. 1. 1740 to 1867. Literacy is illegal for all enslaved people, punishable by death. 2. 1864 to 1877. Over 631 black schoolhouses burnt to the ground during Reconstruction. 3. 1877 to 1964. Segregated schools in Jim Crow America, separate and unequal. 4. 1926 to present day. Standardized testing designed to resegregate, favor in or filter out. 5. 2022. The Stop Woke Act prohibits school curriculum from teaching accurate history, followed by the College Board's removal of cultural pedagogy from AP courses. 6. 2023. Affirmative action dismantled by the Supreme Court, which is comprised of 6 descendants of Europe, 2 women of color, and 1 self-loathing snake. None of this is a mistake. It is by design. It is by design. It is by design. Engineered by sick minds, seeking control over what belongs only to God. Nothing is new, nothing is now. Nothing is new, nothing is now. Nothing is new, nothing is new is now. The definition of a pattern is a repeated form or design. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting new results. Nothing is new, nothing is now. There will always be the next wave. There's the ebb and flow. We know this is a marathon, not a sprint. The storm will always pass over. The storm will always pass over. There was no amount of unjust legislation, forced limitation, tantrums in the form of violence. Even with every disadvantage, we persevere, generation after generation, generation after generation, good Lord, generation after generation. This battle is not black or white. It is right or wrong. So we thrive and resist and we pass the baton.